This AskReddit user asks, what's the worst sex advice you can give to a first-timer? Guys are like lawnmowers. To get them started you have to grab their dicks and yank hard. Grab the shaft and smack the head like a ketchup bottle. Just here to confirm the collective wince we all felt. You are the epitome of Satan. Nothing like a good drop kick to get the foreplay going. All fun and games until her TS deflate. Just CMONB her face. Bonus points if you hit the eyes. Don't take no for an answer. Bill Cosby agrees. You put your PS into the good lady's VA considerably higher than you think. If you're struggling, always aim higher. To really get in the mood, you have to sit a few feet away and just ME while looking into each other's eyes for a few minutes. No talking. That's actually kind of hot. That sounds kinda hot. NGL. If the girl tells you to keep going just like that, disregard and speed it up, slow it down. To put a cherry on top. Just copy what they do in PN. Lube? No. You don't need that. Just jackhammer that thing in there as hard and fast as you can. If it feels like it's burning, that means she likes it. Quote, I wonder if they lube things in between edited shots. They for sure do. They start with it and keep applying. All the things we teach them in U.S. public school sex education class. Only 21 states require the course to be fact-based. I did not just read all 463 comments. You don't need to get it wet. Just dive in. If she gets wet, it means she has a medical condition and you should stop immediately. If your partner says, ow it hurts, keep going. The pain will quickly turn into pleasure soon enough. You can never have too much teeth. Save up a large fart for during oral. Or AL. Hit that CT like a scratchy ticket. I'm a guy and that hurt to read law. Never break eye contact. I'll tell you the same thing my uncle told me after my first time. Don't you dare tell your parents or I'll burn down the house while you're all sleeping. He sounds lovely. All girls like a pinky in the BE. Everyone likes a finger in the AS. Just go for it. Don't ask. Don't bother with foreplay. Just shove it in dry and start jackhammering. You aren't done until you are both bleeding. Take a running start. Start with the whole fist. The holy fist. When she yells, wrong hole, it just means she really likes it and you should keep going. DN girl you tight. Wrong hole fool. Step moms are always easy. Just go for it. Just deep. Try and get really deep. Right up to the BS. Quote, and do you put the BS in? I've heard you gotta put the BS in really to make it work. Quote, yeah. Can do some girls like it, some don't. Quote, I'm on mobile so I can't format it. But y'all get the point. While giving me the talk, my mother told me oral sex was unpleasant for women. Giving and receiving alike. I am a woman. She implied that men really seemed to enjoy getting but that she found the act gross and unnatural and lead me to believe all women felt that way. Making me wary of trying it. Would it be painful? Would I be denied if I brought it up? Was it seen as too kinky? Yes. I was PD once I discovered that not only is it perfectly normal, it's a ton of fun. I feel sorry for your mother. She could just be stuck up. It's not necessarily her husband was shitty in bed, cause if she hates giving and receiving she just might be that kind of person. I've met girls who have told me they don't like oral before I've ever even been with them. Blood is a better lubricant than store-bought lube. Who the FK says this? Cosmo. Cosmo figured out their target demographic is single. So they give advice that'll make sure their readers stay that way. If you see M while she's on top, she can't get pregnant. That's just gravity. Just jam it straight into her ass without asking. She will love how dominant you are. Nut in her hair. Girls love that. Either that or try to blow your entire load directly into her nostril. One of my first WTF PN moments was watching some girl snort CM in PN video. I was like, WTF. OFC. Best place to do it is amusement park. Because if you have unprotected SX, then take her on a roller coaster that has loops, she can't get pregnant. Your VA is a Cracker Jack canal. Place objects in there for him to find during the act. There's one universal trick that's always a turn-on for both boys and girls as foreplay. Always finger the urethra. Man, of all the posts in this thread, this one makes me uncomfortable the most. Go as fast as you can. It's awful. Just get it over with. Pull out quick and scurry the HL out of there before she devours you for nutrients. Better yet, just detach your PS and throw it at her from a distance. I think, sir, that you may possibly just be perhaps a praying mantis. Virgins don't get pregnant during the first time. My little brother's girlfriend is pregnant because he was a dumbass and unironically believed that. Yet coincidentally, he vanished for the 2 months after we made that discovery. He was hiding out in a Motel 6. Where he got the money to afford that for 2 months at a $25 per night rate. Who knows? Apparently, his grandma gave it to him because he convinced her to. He was adopted. That's why I said, his grandma. I gave him the talk about being a father. Seeing as our older sister had kids and I watch them a lot. Which I think makes me a semi-father to them. I told him that I'd be willing to help with his kids too if he ever needed help, and he said he'd think about it. His way of telling me to FK off. That comment hit a little too close to home. Which I think makes me a semi-father to them. I think the term is uncle. They could live in Alabama. You don't know. Asian girls. Their vaginas are slanted sideways. Black girls. They got 2 vaginas. Latino girls. Their vaginas are spicy. It'll burn afterwards when you pee. Jewish girls. Their vaginas are hairy. You're going to have a hard time finding it. White girls. Their vaginas makes this loud whiny noise. That's why white girls love having SX with music. Never go vaginal to AL. Always go the other way around. Happy Cake Day. Watching PN is the best way to learn about SX. I'm really not the best person to be asking on that. If you really want to learn, you should have your parents demonstrate for you first. How to do a handjob in 3 easy steps. Bop it, twist it, pull it, rinse and repeat. Shout it. It's cheating if you use your hands. Stick it in and rotate it clockwise. And only clockwise. Girls hate clitoral stimulation. Just stay away from it. The amount of guys who insist they have a magic PS that can make women OM from penetration alone is depressing. I mean, I haven't had much SX and I'm probably not the best lay out there. But I do the minimum and stimulate the CT or area around the CT if it's too sensitive. It's not rocket science. But some guys just can't seem to that SX as more than penetration alone. If you actually care about getting a woman off, who is insisting to you that they have a magic PS? You need new friends, bruh. By the way, have you heard about my mystical BS? Do they store epic amounts of pee? The best way to get laid is to send her a picture of your DK. Once she sees that, it'll be all she thinks about. Don't be afraid to do AL spontaneously. Especially in the morning. If you don't feel like taking AST, there's nothing inside you. I really have no idea why, but I read spontaneously as posthumously. I now feel bad and will see my way out. When people die, all of their normally contracted muscles relax, including various sphincters. This means there will be less resistance to posthumous ALSX. It also means people pee themselves when they die as well. Keep your nails long and sharp. Skip all sort of foreplay because it's a waste of time. And then proceed to stick it in raw. BS deep. Also, when you're finished, don't forget to roll on your side and get some sleep. All of the above, but anally. Lubriderm has the word lube right in it. You're good to go. Remember to bring a cherry. Bend him over and load him like a shotgun. I like this one. You're supposed to put it in flaccid. Try to get off as fast as you can. It's a race and you want first, not second. If you're not first, you're last. Quote. And sometimes I don't know what to do with my hands. We started at the same time. Not my fault you can't keep up. Quote. To impress a chick. Helicopter DK. Make sure you put the BS in as well. BS first. Actually. The VA is roughly in the middle of the stomach and surprisingly shallow. Oh God. The first time ever touched a girl. I was sitting in the couch, hands under a blanket, and I just could not figure out why I wasn't touching the SH yet. Felt like I was elbow deep down the pants before I hit pay dirt. I just assumed it was higher up like my own. Ha 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 ha. I can relate to this so much. When I was doing that for the first time, I just would not push it further down, thinking it would end up in her ass, and the girl literally had to guide my hand. Good to know. If it ever happens, I now know to dive deep. Shower SX is always a good idea. SX and sand go together well. I love sand. Ani, you've changed. Wanna really make her scream? Wipe your DK off on her curtains. I just laughed out loud. Thinking of doing that. Thank you. Cake. Technically the truth. If you don't want to get pregnant, do it at night. WHE. The sperm are sleeping. You just gotta be real quiet so you don't wake 'em up. I seriously know people who are convinced the girl can't get pregnant if she doesn't OM, because female OM releases the egg like male OM releases the sperm. How these chicks aren't pregnant is a miracle. If you don't perform well, they'll never let you do it again. Sometimes, if you do a worse enough job, people won't ask you to do it again. Get naked but keep your socks and shoes on. Socks and shoes. Shrek Heelys. FTFY. They said worst advice. Not best. I have special Crocs for the occasion. Shout out her best friend or sister's name during penetration. They especially love it as you're nutting. Bonus marks if those two events happen simultaneously. SX can make you forgive your partner, and it can resolve arguments. So make sure you ask if you're still grounded afterwards. The type of ST you find in R2 sentence horror. Hole-up. AL first, oral second. Kissing third. Then introduce yourself last. I'm your father. Quote. I knew. Quote. If your mom gets stuck in the washer, you should definitely bang her. I have watched too much PN. This made me laugh. Oh man. Do you know this means you just admitted to watching Mommy FS Son PN? So you giggled? Uh-oh. No. It just always seems to be there. Along with step-sibling stuff. It's all in the teeth. There's a reason they're called cavities. When engaging in AL foreplay, pull the AL beads out like you're launching a Beyblade. Let him rip. This guy gets it, carrot. Yank those FS like you're starting a lawnmower. Foreplay is the least important part. Completely unnecessary. Hello. Now kiss. You're going to hate SX. It's so messy and sticky. A friend told me this. Not what I needed to hear. Did said friend turn out to be gay? It's not necessary to clean your genitals beforehand. Or after. Be friends with her first. Then she'll feel obligated. Be super nice, chivalrous, and buy her flowers. After you pay for a nice dinner, she has to put out. It's in their biology. Also, the more you spend, the better the SX. Don't be that guy who expects good SX from $10 and a coupon at Arby's. Spend at least $25 on her. I knew a guy who spent $50 on steaks and St. And that girl was so ready when the bill came. She slid out of the booth like a greased pickle and practically drowned him with hot spider-monkey love. Girls go for kinky stuff these days. Pull off her shoes and suck on her socks. Slap her knees. Lick the inside of her ear. The sounds of a wet mop in swamp mud will lubricate her lady parts through the Eustachian tubes. Don't neglect the elbows and spaces between her fingers, either. Cosmo tells them to expect this. The PS gets automatically sucked and fitted perfectly into the VA by Kegel magnets. If you have to use a hand to aim right, she's already thinking about your replacement. Just slam it in there. Nature will take care of the rest. Now, don't come too soon. The longer, the better. Most average men last about 2 hours. But at 3 hours, you and her will suddenly go into a euphoria where she will be addicted to you like a narcotic. Once you're done, ask her to cook you breakfast and fall asleep. I see you are a man of culture as well. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.